Marjalainen, what are you doing?
We are here.
Playing a podcast.
That's better.
No.
Yeah,
Jan
that's
can
good to
tell.
start. That's good to-
We are here for a working visit for PJNS for children who go to school, and we provide support them to go to school by in a financial way.
How long have you been doing here for to help Papuan kids go to school?
We are working here about 38 years. 38 years, yes. And it's more or less changing because we always do something what the government does not do.
Mhm.
So in the past we built schools, we paid teachers, but nowadays we only pay the children and the parents to go to school.
Which area do you cover for the
The area Mapi, Bovendigul, Marauke.
So it's a big area.
Big
Yeah,
area,
yeah.
yes.
How many children that you have been funding for 45 years?
There's an
38 years.
average of 1,000 children each year.
Each year, so
It's
A lot.
if we times with it 38 years, and it's more or less 38,000.
No, because the children are going to school for 3 or sometimes also SMA. So they go to school for example 6 or 9 years, and then if you count well, it will be around 6,000
Kids
kids
in person.
in person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big amount of the big numbers of the Papuan kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe people want to know that what is the background of the Papuan kids? Story?
You mean which kids we help? No?
The background why parents want to help Papuan kids.
Yes.
For almost
Maybe the first drive of us is because I lived here as a child. We know Papua. I had a very good youth here. So I thought it was good to come here. But I hesitated a lot because I was very anxious, afraid to. I would not remember the things from my youth. But then Jan said, we go there. I want to see it, and then we can find out how it changed. But it didn't change a lot. And then when we came here, the first visit was only memory visit. Go to the places where I know where we came. But we met a lot of people from the past, and they had a school, and they became. My father made a school for the young girls from the kampungs coming to Merauke, study here, and go back to their kampungs, and be there a kind of social hygienic project or first aid project.
Because your father was a doctor.
Because my father was a doctor, yeah.
Dr. Vega.
Dr.
Vega.
Vega, yeah. He worked in the RSUD. But the trigger for us to be active in PJNS was that all the women who were at that school for being a Papua caretaker in the village, they have all kids who went to school. So when the parents are educated, the education is going on. So we said we have to start to help more and more young kids getting educated.
Or to keep on going to support
Yes.
what your father did.
What your father did,
Yes. Yeah.
But the PJNS Foundation is started in 1986 by Pastor Atsj. He was working in Atsj and Bade, and after a few years, he got ill. And then he could not do anything more for Papuans because he was in Holland.
And he made schools there.
He made schools there also.
Yeah.
Yes, Atsj.
Yeah.
And he sent children from Atsj to asrama in Kepi.
Yeah.
And because of that, he said, if I cannot work in Papua, I work in the Netherlands for Papuan people. So he started the foundation PJNS.
After how many years after he found PJNS in Atsj? He went
I don't know. I think he was
I
still
don't know.
working 20 years in Papua. But when he became ill and came back to Holland, I think he was 45, very young.
Mhm.
But he
Yes.
he knew he would die, so he said, "I want to that my work is going on."
And since then, the PJNS grow.
Since then, the PJNS grow. Yes.
Yeah. In Netherlands.
In the Netherlands.
How do you find the money funding all big projects in South Africa?
Well, we were finding money by you started a newsletter about Papua, and Marjolein is making the newsletter now.
Mm-hmm.
And give lessons on schools about Papua, on the primary schools, and that's why a lot of donators grow. It was growing up until about 1,500 newsletters, and also the people reading the newsletter, they gave money to us for Papua.
But the biggest group of donateurs was in the beginning all the people who had a good experience in Papua.
In Papua, yes.
So teachers and priests and like my parents,
yeah.
a doctor and
a lot of soldiers also who were during 1961. They were here, and they feel that they has failed in doing good for Papua.
So they want to support us
They want to support us, yes.
Yeah. And you are now a leader, chairman of
PJNS, yes.
Belanda.
Since
Chairman Belanda. Yeah.
How long have you been chairman?
Now for 12 years.
12 years.
12 years I'm chairman, yes.
Since
2012.
2012. Yes.
Oh yeah. And you saw a lot of change or progress, whether in your project or in the impact of the project in Papua?
Yes, of course. Yes, there's a lot of impact. And for example, sometimes the government pays for a school and we don't pay anymore. But also we see alumni who have good jobs because they are educated. And on our website, on our Dutch website, we have a film about the work of PJNS, and it is spoken in Bahasa, Bahasa Indonesia. And then several students do present themselves and tell about PJNS and how they were helped by them and why it's important to be educated.
And from them, from the website, and people more interested, more
in Holland.
Yes, in Holland. Because in former time it was more, it's a Catholic organization and we trust them, we give money. And after that we said, okay, it's better to show the person and result for that Papua kid. So that is the reason you give money.
And when we are here on working visit, and that's why we are here now, we meet a lot of people who come to us and say, thank you for helping me to get some education.
You mean alumni?
Yes, alumni.
Yes, alumni. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of the alumni is now also in the board in
from PJNS Merauke.
PJNS Merauke. And you know, because you are the leader now in Merauke since short time, it's very important. It's very important to have a panitia here
Yeah.
to make the connection with Holland.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
need you, because you know the most about the culture, about the habits, about what people like, what people don't like.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah, to be honest, since I got involved in the PJNS since 2 years ago, I knew there are some information that maybe it's expired, were expired,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to explain step by step to give more actual and factual reality here,
Mm-hmm.
and this information I expect that it could also change how we view the current Papua situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it's, yeah, now I think I see the little change to be better in Merauke.
Mm-hmm.
But what I didn't know the story of the PJNS is that in the past they also work tightly together with the Catholic organization
Mm-hmm.
so to the social to
Yeah.
make it more
Mm-hmm.
do they have a good result?
Yeah.
For
Yes,
example.
but for in the Netherlands, it's very special that you have a local board. Most of the organizations in Holland do not have, and we always thought it was important because it's already a long time that we have a local board who they know better the needs for the Papuan people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what you say about the church, it's very important. It was very important for us to grow because the Dutch priests, for instance, are a kind of social workers here in Papua.
Yeah.
And they know a lot of people and they have all kind of contacts. So they are for us very important.
Yeah. For example,
So,
Pater Cats.
Yeah,
Pater Kees,
Pater Kees de Rooij, he was very important. He was our advisor in Holland because he lived here. And now we ask Pastor Henky to be our new advisor. Yeah, we need you as a local board, but we need also Pastor Henky. Yeah.
Yes, but also that the board in Merauke is a long time already because Mama Ibo Kotti is working a very long time
Very
for
long
us.
time. And you know why she started? Because PJNS paid for her kids to go to school. And then she
Yes.
said, I come and help you in your board.
Yes.
So that's very good.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So we have two.
And so also Trace AC was a teacher being a member of the board.
Yeah.
And she could very good tell us what the needs were here so that we don't spoil money at the wrong goals.
Yeah. Also, Michael Pure was head of the board here in Merauke.
At the time.
Yeah, at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
As I when I get into the PJNS get involved in the PJNS sport, I saw that there are some critical information known by PJNS Belanda.
Yeah.
For example, we have a BOS funding
Mm-hmm.
and we have a BOP funding, especially
Yes.
for the TK.
For the TK.
And this is I don't know, maybe it's a rather new information for a PJNS planner because maybe PJNS planner didn't know it before. But when I told the PJNS planner for you, and there is a little bit of change to how much money and how to distribute the money to the kids. Because here, post funding and also BOP funding, also to cover the payment for example, the equipment, and also for a little bit of facilities in school. But yes, here until now, the school also charge a little bit of amount of money per month for the kids, and this is I think this is the one of the issue that
Mhm.
we've been struggling together between the PJNS Plana and
Yeah.
PJNS Broken.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, to understand what. But
Yeah.
we always we know that bus is coming. I told in the beginning that we paid for schools, and now the government is paying for schools. And we told also that we paid for gurus, but now the government is paying for gurus by bus. And we know the bus. We only need to know what does bus cover. Does bus cover some extra amount of money schools are asking? No. Does bus cover the uniforms? Mostly not.
But they have to, eh?
They have
I
to,
think,
in fact,
yeah.
but mostly it's not.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not covered by
No.
the
Bus by bus.
But the fact is,
Yes. And also, if you go to school, you need shoes. So we
Books,
provide also
pencils.
a small amount of money to support the children go to school.
yeah, because
Aanvullend, yeah.
for example, my young brother, he just get to the STM
Mhm.
and he has to pay more or less 1.5 billion,
Mhm.
and it's a cover for his uniform from head until
Yes.
Yeah.
shoes, and it's not including from the monthly
Payment from
for
bus.
Yeah, yeah.
for the school.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I think this is the, the critical information that we should know, because as I heard, as a
Mhm.
new member,
Mhm.
as a new
Mhm.
member who got involved in the PJNS, that sometimes the money is going not properly.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And based on your experience,
Yes.
you saw this?
Yes, but sometimes we pay directly to the school, so that the money is spent for the school who is providing the things we pay for, and that is most safe manner to support the children.
Yes, but we need you. When you say we see that school is not, for instance, we pay
Mhm.
for money, we pay for food for the children. If you hear from the teachers that there's only one times a week food, and we every time think we pay for 3 times in the week,
Mhm.
then we have to know from you that
Mhm.
the money for the food is not always used for the food. So then we can go to the school. That's why we are doing working visits to find out if the Dutch money really spent for the costs we want to pay. And if it's not,
And the school has
yeah,
to prove it by showing the invoice or the quitantie that they have done so. So every half year they make a report about the results. If the report is okay, then we pay the second half of the school year. And the next one, the next year, we pay only when there's a good report about the past, we pay the next school year.
and we ask you to check the report because you
Mhm.
can see it. We only are far away. Yeah.
Mhm.
From
Yeah, from here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can make a report, but you have to check the report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
And what we have found is, there is a misuse for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's going to the teacher.
Yeah.
I mean, the smaller money could go to
Mhm.
the teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
You find it.
We heard it from you, and I think I understand it's a big problem for a headmaster to getting a team of teachers.
Mhm.
But we are paying for the children. Eh?
Yes, because
Yes.
boss is paying for the teachers.
So when it is happening, please tell us. That's why you are our
Mhm.
eyes in Merauke and Boven and KP.
Mhm. But we have about 20 projects every year.
Yeah.
Yes. and sometimes one or two projects is not going well,
It's
and then
not-
we
yeah.
stop the funding.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we did it last year at some places, only one or two projects. In the time I am ketua, I am chairman, we only stopped two of the 20 projects.
Because it was
Two
yeah.
of the 20 out
The
of
most
20.
are very
yes.
good. Yeah.
The most are working okay and very trustful and already for a long time.
So PJNS not only pay for the tuition for the school or for the food, but also for the physical or something else.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah. Because we not only need the food and the. I mean, the kids here not only need the food and the equipment, but also.
Yes, but for the physical projects, we have a special procedure because our daily donors, they pay for kids to go to school, and for physical projects, such as water pump or new
roof.
kitchen for the asrama, we get proposal, and then we first look for a sponsor in Holland. And if we have found a sponsor, then we can execute the proposal. So sometimes it's very fast after the proposal, and sometimes it takes some time.
Because the donor is asking a lot of questions.
Yes, the donor is, but
to
also
be sure it's
yes.
okay. Yeah.
But also then we try to connect for example, we paid for equipment for bidan, for midwife. And then we asked the school for midwives in the Netherlands to pay for it.
And they did. So make connection in the profession.
Yes, in the profession.
Yeah.
Okay, other issue. It's about the local community here. Now we are getting for the long term plan for a Belanda. The should be more in Belanda, and now we have new legality. So we can become more formal organization.
Yes.
So as a chairman of the Belanda, what do you expect from us? What do you expect from
Tell first the new name. What's the new name of PJNS Merauke?
PJNS Merauke is Anak Papua Ke Sekolah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anak
Okay.
Papua Ke Sekolah. It's the translation from the PJNS.
Yeah.
How to say it in Dutch?
Papoeajeugd Naar School. Papuan youth going to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anak Papua Ke Sekolah.
Yeah.
So what we expect is that for the next 5 to maybe 7 or 8 years, we work together to make it more independent. That also alumni can support the foundation, and that also maybe some companies can support also. As we do in Holland, you can do it also in Indonesia.
Find Indonesian support donors. Yeah.
But in the end, it's necessary also because I told you we had 1,500 newsletters. 10 years later, we have 750. 750 newsletters.
So it's lowering.
Yes. Yeah. And the people give money after they receive the newsletter, and they gave money to us.
Yeah.
So we know that within the next 10 years, it will be much more or less money in Holland. So we try to make PJNS Merauke that they also get money in Indonesia to compensate the less money in Holland.
And a lot of donors are from the generation from my parents. But in the 50s, there were a lot of people, Dutch people living here.
Yes.
And now my parents are dead and their friends are dead also. And I am one of the next generation. But I am also not very young anymore. So there will be a change. And our kids, they are very interested in what we do because we are their parents.
Yeah.
But in Holland, you can choose so many NGOs to help that Papua PJNS is one of it. So we see the younger generation than we are. They are not really interested in Papua anymore. And that's why we in Holland try to tell a lot about Papua and make lessons and go to schools and
yes, and
we'll-
selling
stuff
Papuan
and-
art
Yeah,
also in
yeah.
Holland.
And do you think it's a good impact, or maybe there's someone, 2 or 3 young Dutch interest?
Yes. There are people interested. Tell
For the
about
young
our new
people, for
secretary.
young people.
Oh, young people, very
Yes, young people.
You know, we have in Holland a big society group of Papuan young people, and they are very busy to bring Papua again on the agenda,
Yes.
politically, but
Political
also
agenda, yes.
in any way. So
But
they
not only political, also by giving help like we do, do things for education.
Yeah.
And when we tell the story in Dutch schools that Papua was a former colony of Holland, and then they said, okay, that's nice because it's nice,
history.
it's history, but we in the past we are connected, so we have to stay connected.
Yeah.
And they felt a kind of obligation to, for one school, it was we had to apply for to come at the school. We had to apply for it because many organizations wanted to come to the school for giving lessons, and then we had to apply, and then we won because it was.
We have a relation.
We have a relation in the
Papua
past.
and Netherlands.
And yes, and that was the main reason that we won that apply.
Yeah.
And we did it for 3 years. It was 3 years before Corona. So when there was Corona, we could not go to the school.
Yeah.
But 3 years before, they teach all the children, and it's a big school, about 600-700 children, and they told the children in the class about Papua, and they made some things about it.
Handicrafts.
On Papua, and were surprised that the hair was curly and you had a special comb for curly hair. So they liked that very much to know that kind of things.
And I think the most interesting is that we had a kind of end meeting to close the project, and then the parents came to us and they want to ask about Papua. So it's not only the children, also the parents. And when we are now walking in Amsterdam, sometimes we see some parent, you are from PJNS. It works, but it costs a lot of time. And I think the atmosphere now is better to make
to tell it again.
To tell about
yes. But also there's a mainstream in not covering our colonial past, but be open on it and don't lie about it.
And that's good. That's very good. Yeah.
I think you are the last generation from the colonial era.
Yes.
Now, Netherlands has a new generation who doesn't have historical connection with the Papua.
Why we have to tell it.
Yes.
And to keep it alive. Yeah.
It's very difficult for a project. That's why maybe 5 or 7 years. Maybe we can more independent.
Yeah.
The local board.
It should be very good.
It should be very good that. And then the work we do now will continue without us.
Yeah. We hope so. Because we love Papua.
Yes.